United. Today we'll be talking about the game tomorrow between Everton, as well as just having a recap of our game between Brentford. And although we won 1-0, but I don't think it was a convincing performance. Today I have with me Drex, or you can call him Eric as well, and I have also Toyo, who has some take on the previous game and probably also give you some insight what they think on the game for Everton tomorrow as well. I will start with Toyo. Toyo, going back to Brentford, I know we won 1-0. What was your take on the game overall?
Overall, the game was boring, I would say, but there were some positive. Like I saw Bruno Fernandes operating from deep, right, and he did wonderfully personally for me, right. Then who else? Who else? McTominay didn't do as poorly as he did the previous game against Newcastle. He improved. But I think in the second half, we're nowhere. I was scared they were going to equal our scores. But overall, I think the good news is we have our midfielders coming in right now. So I think when they come, the team will be more balanced and we could start judging from there.
Okay. I think that's a fair assessment. Drex, what do you think?
Basically, he used the word balance, which I think is the key word right there, the balance. The first half we had a little bit of, I wouldn't say it was total balance, but I would say maybe because we were at Old Trafford, the 2-0 defeats to Newcastle. Now these guys just needed to fight, right? Like remember during the post-match interview with Luke Shaw, he said basically he didn't really call out anybody, but he just said basically we weren't playing with enough passion and we didn't put in the work rate. So I believe there was no balance. I wouldn't say the balance wasn't really there. The back four, yes, but midfield there was no balance. Bruno was playing out of position. But I think what carried us through that, because if we had played you see how we played in the second half? If we had played like that in the first half, I believe the game would have been a draw, or maybe Brentford would have done something, right? But we came out with the energy, we came out with the desire to want to put the past two Premier League games defeat. We want to, especially the Liverpool and the Newcastle one. We want to rewrite those wrongs. So we came out with a lot of energy, right? So, but in the second half, it just looked like we just felt like, okay, since Brentford are not going to score, there's nothing. Bruno was playing off position in the deep. McTominay was playing in the 10, but there was no creativity, right? One of the positives I'll take from that, because there were two negatives. There are a lot of negatives, but I would just point that one of the biggest negatives was me losing Luke Shaw to that hamstring injury. I just hope now we hear that he's going to be out tomorrow, which we're going to talk about, right? But that was one of the negatives. But I wouldn't dwell on that. I would dwell on the positive. The positive is that we won 1-0, 3 points in the bag. Then we look forward to the next game. At least we have Martial back. Martial is gradually getting some game time and some fitness. So, and the big news of today, which we're still going to talk about, is Eriksen getting back into the team. And tomorrow being the final game, Casemiro will be serving his red card. So at least looking at the bright side of things, it's getting better, because we like you said, like Toya rightfully said, we're getting our midfielders back and hope to see some creativity going forward.
Yeah, makes sense. I'll just give my 2 cents pretty quick here. So I think in overall we had a good game, but again we made it a bit too difficult for ourselves in terms of the 1-0 score line. I think Sabista had a good game. Hopefully he can continue, because then I want to see how he basically performs before ever thinking of even United giving him a contract. And also, I think Luke Shaw being a negative, going up with an hamstring injury, I think Malacia did well in place. To be fair.
No, in the case of Sabisa, I'm not really sold out on him. I'm not really sold on him yet. However, I feel like him playing with a McTominay doesn't bring out the best in him, if you know what I mean. I feel like him playing with the McTominay, the coach, with the instruction from the coach, I think might be like, okay, you know what, you will be more of my protection as to McTominay. McTominay can go up and do the box to box. I need you to be more of a protection, protecting the back, right? Why Bruno like call the shots from the midfield? Why McTominay just play there? Just I feel for him, McTominay just that body, that energy to like fight with people. I think that's one of the major reasons why McTominay is there. So McTominay playing with Sabitzer playing with the likes of McTominay, I don't think it really unlocks the potential or the potential Sabitzer has in terms of what it brings to a team. I wouldn't really because I was when I was watching the game, I was actually looking out for three individuals, right? I didn't read the back four. I knew they had their thing, right? The back five, I knew they had their thing, but when I was watching, I saw I looked out for Sancho, which he was bright. I didn't even bother looking at what's his name. The other guy on the other side.
I know.
Yeah. Anthony, right? I was looking out for Sabitzer and McTominay. Now, because McTominay in the same, someone will wonder, why am I looking out for McTominay? What am I looking in? I'm just looking to see if there's something I'm actually missing in McTominay that's giving some people some sort of rave about him, right? It didn't really show. So I believe for Sabitzer, it wasn't. Yes, in the first half it was bright, but I felt like a lot has got to do with McTominay, playing with McTominay and not giving him the chance to actually showcase what he has in terms of potential wise.
Okay.
I feel for the match, right? Bruno Fernandes, we went with the same formation as the same game tactics as Everton. I don't know why the coach has not seen a reason to change that style, because I saw he brought McTominay back, right, with Bruno Fernandes, and pushed Sabitzer forward. And there's something I wanted to add. If Sabitzer was not in that game would have been a 0-0 draw, right? It would have been a draw. Because the goal that Rashford scored, if it was some other Man United player, they would try and head that ball towards goal.
No, you're right. Like, you're right.
And in the first half, we had other chances that instead of Rashford to think fast and pass, he will try and delay to see if he has the chance to take the shot, right, before he passes. And before he does that, people are already blocking him. So I think the coach should sense that there is no oneness. People are playing for themselves. If they start playing for the badge, see, there are times that other teams, other big teams as Manchester United, they do poorly. But because of the oneness, because of that team spirit and the names of the team players, right, they will overcome that hurdle. But Man United is not like that. You see a defender, his first thought process is how to score a goal in Man United. And that shouldn't be right.
Yeah, so again, to summarize your point, there's no team spirit within the team. And I think that's been impacting us for quite a while now. Although we've been winning, but like I've always said, Ryan, I think if we play as a team, we'll do better. Everyone currently thinks, oh, Rashford is our main man, which he is right now, to be fair. But I think as a team, we can actually score more goals if we play together. All right, so because Rashford being the only one scoring the goals, we're currently, I think, in a +5 or +6 goal difference. So again, which to me is poor, because we're playing more on an individual basis. Okay, let's leave Brentford. We have a game tomorrow. We have some good news with Eriksen available, but I'm not sure if he will play. The good news is that he's training right now, and Ten Hag is happy he's back. I know I'm not sure if you guys watched the Ten Hag press conference. He mentioned again Eriksen, and also mentioned the tackle that led to what they call the injury, which he said was a horrific one, and he was actually angry when that tackle went through. I'm not 100% sure if Andrew Carroll got a yellow card, although he got the two yellow cards and a red card in that match, right? But I think for that particular tackle, I'm not sure if he got a card. Now, with Everton tomorrow, I'll go with you, Drex, pretty quick here. What do you think? What's your thought process? Who do you think will start? And how do you think we should approach the game to be able to overcome Everton tomorrow at Old Trafford?
Okay. First things first, I know Everton has they have Decore out. He's 7. Tomorrow is going to be the first game, I believe, of the 3-match span. He's 7, so Decore is out.
Mm-hmm.
So that puts them one NAD driving midfielder out of the team.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
coming back to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the back four now with Malacia in there replacing Luke Shaw. The back five stays the same basically. I want to see us play. If Eriksen is fit to play, fine. But if Eriksen isn't, I rather have a Bruno Fernandes, a Fred, and a Sabisa in the middle of the pack. Then Anthony to the right, Sancho to the left, Rashford up front.
Okay.
Now, that's all things being equal. Then I wouldn't start Martial. I would want to bring Martial from the bench. I want to bring, even if Eriksen is fit, I want to give him maybe 10, 20 minutes towards the end of the game. If things are going our way, towards the end of the game. But if things really aren't going our way, maybe might throw in him at halftime and see, right? But I would want us to go with energy because Everton are actually fighting for their lives. I'm pretty sure, like 80% sure, the manager is still gonna go with McTominay because Sean Dyche's ball is all long ball. He knows how to, once he gets a set piece, it's all So Sean Dyche is more physical in terms of how he sets up his team. Right? So that being said, for me, I would still go with the Fred for the energy. I'll go with Bruno Fernandes and as well as Sabitzer in the middle. Then with Rashford up front, then flanked by Sancho and Anthony. So that's how we set up. So
sorry. Going to you, Toil. How do you set up, and what do you think? And do you think we can get a result from Everton? I know they're again, like Drex mentioned now, they're actually fighting for their lives, which could probably make things difficult if they are on their A game tomorrow. Now, I know again it should be not an easy win, but a win for United, seeing that we're playing at Old Trafford. What do you think will be the key thing? One key thing you think that can enable us overcome Everton tomorrow?
Teamwork. I think teamwork. Because Everton, they are not a side that we should be worrying ourselves over under normal circumstances. But presently, the Man United player, I don't know if they are lacking motivation, or I don't know. But something is wrong with the team that we don't know about. That we could really see. But for me, I think I'll go with the same team that played Brentford. The only people I think I'll leave out of the team is Anthony. I'll leave Anthony from the team and put Pelestri. We should try something new. But something different. Anthony, for 70% of his game, 70% of Anthony's game is wasteful. Right? Yes, he has this energy, he has this drive, but seriously, we need something more than that. We don't need people to start shouting and shouting. Perform, right? That's what we want. We need performance.
I agree with you.
I think I'll put Pelestri there. Let's see what he can do. Really. Then I'll start with Martial. The reason I'll start with Martial is because Martial definitely will improve the team chemistry.
I agree with
right?
you. From up front, yeah.
Yes, from up front. And Rashford is not a top 9. Rashford, I don't see Rashford playing top 9. Right? If they are not good midfielders, Rashford can't perform as a top nine because Rashford needs long balls to run towards. If Rashford is backing a defender, is harmless, right? So, and I would not expect um, Eriksen to start. The reasons be, even if he's fit, I will not expect the coach to start him. I want Eriksen to come in when Casemiro is there because I think when we started the season without a proper blocking for with Eriksen, and Eriksen was playing very deep. Yeah, yes, Eriksen had lots of blunder. That's not his natural position, and he's not comfortable with that position. So I think I prefer to go with McTominay. What he did for the Brentford game, right? If he could replicate that energy and that marking and stuff, yes, I think it should be okay for us in the midfield.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
No,
go ahead.
I wouldn't disagree with the Pelestri one, right? I wouldn't disagree with the Pelestri one. However, he sets up, as long as we have the people, the energy, or the people that can actually, what's the word now? That can actually put in the work in terms of the work rate, the defensive cover, the attacking work rate, and the technical ability coming into play, right? Because I know Pelestri, if he gets the ball, if it's one man, he looks up, he wants to put in the ball in the middle and in the danger zone, right? So he's going to be playing from the right, so you expect more like an out-swinging cross to the danger zone. So I wouldn't mind any of that because I know for sure Pelestri might not play the whole 90 minutes. So either way, if you want to start Anthony, you want to start Pelé, I don't mind. But as long as we get the 3 point tomorrow, okay? So that's my take. I want to ask you guys, what did you guys make about if that news? I'm just saying, if that news is to be believed, the rumor of McTominay saying, "Oh, he would want to leave if he doesn't get playing time." If that rumor is to be believed, what do you guys make? What do you guys make of it?
Again, if I think McTominay should be again if. With what I think that I will bring next season, McTominay will have a limited game time, except he basically transforms the way he plays for next season. So if he's saying he wants to leave, to me, it's a good thing for him in terms of what they call the club and also him. That shows he has ambition to what they call to play soccer as opposed to sitting on the bench. Just to me, it's a good thing for both parties, for McTominay as well as United. I don't think, with the way he's currently playing, I don't think he will get any more game time next year. He will need to improve to get more game time next year. And I don't think this what they call he can actually fit into the Ten Hag system. His mentality at the age of 25 now, right? And his football intelligence to me is just not that for me for Manchester United.
So yeah, I don't think McTominay should be a player that will be giving ultimatum to the club. So that's
the thing I wanted the angle I'm looking at it from, right? It's of the fact that this guy, if it is the news is or whatever the report that came out, if it's to be believed, is putting Manchester United in not in a good place. I don't know. It's putting us in more like in a box because now if our player wants to leave, right? If our player doesn't want to leave and we say okay, we want to keep a hold of the player, but we have other clubs or quote unquote suitors wanting to come take him, that increases his market value. That means okay, we don't want to let him go. You guys want him, we can actually do something, we can manipulate or play with the figures when it comes to his price tag, right? Okay. But if a player is saying, oh, I'd leave if I don't play, that in itself puts us in a tight spot because now the player wants to leave. We don't want the player to leave. It's just me thinking. Now, if a Newcastle or West Ham wants him so badly, by hearing what McTominay is just, if that is to be believed, by hearing what that report, by reading that report, they'll be like, okay, you know what? Instead of us pushing for 30 million, right? How about we just throw 20 million their way? Now the player really wants to leave. It's like the saying, oh, You know?
Do you think so?
But that's how I see
So
it.
you're saying him coming out, speaking out vocally, affects his the market value in the face of the
Yeah,
buying
I
club.
feel like it's gonna have a role to play in terms of negotiation and the price tag, because if a player wants to leave and I'm supposed to be, let's say I'm supposed to go buy the player for a set price because the player is saying no, he doesn't want to leave. Now the player has come out and said they want to leave, right? I'm not gonna, if I go with that.
So we could go back to the Ferguson era, right?
Yeah.
It's not needed. It's not needed. This money aspect, right? This money aspect shouldn't be looked at because we are losing more. See, a player like Jones, we didn't offload him when we were supposed to offload him, and now we're paying.
No, that's my point. So, that's what I'm driving at.
For McTominay, it's not needed. If he cannot fit in the system, he shouldn't be there. Even if we can get a player that costs £6 million pounds that can fit in that system, it might not be top quality, but you see, Eriksen and Casemiro just left the team, and the team crumbled, right? But if you want to have a player of 6 million quality, right, £6 million quality, but is in the build of Eriksen or Casemiro, but still coming up, it's better than keeping a McTominay there.
But maybe I really didn't say my point what I wanted to say.
I think he's saying if he's not given enough game time. Now, what if United gives him game time to increase that value?
United gives him game time to increase his value. West weeks, but I'm saying that this also comes down to.
Well, it should be detrimental to the team.
Yeah.
But this also comes back to the club, because now if they had collected the 30 million, it's the same thing they did for Lingard. If they had collected the 30 million, let's say in January, that's what I'm going to say again.
The truth is, are you really sure that somebody dropped 30 million from McTominay?
Yeah, that's a rumor. I won't lie to you.
Seriously,
I was going to say, if the rumors are to be believed, if we're going to go with that, tentatively speaking,
we should go with other rumors, right? There are some rumors that are unbelievable. 30 million from McTominay, that means the club does not own the business.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. My point is, if you have 30 million, somebody wants to give you, or someone is offering you 30 million quid to take McTominay off your books, right? And you are playing, oh no, I'm keeping him because of that. Now it's come out that the guy actually is, if it's going to be, if the reporter to be believed, he's coming out now saying he would leave if he doesn't get a game and playing time. Doesn't that set the club? It makes the club look weak, because the club will like, oh no,
I don't think.
No, we are right. Toya is right to say, even if he's going to leave for 10, 20 million, let him leave. But I'm saying that isn't that making the club look like they're not doing what they're doing? Because
are you saying from Barcelona, right? How much cost to leave Barcelona to
almost free,
right? So the truth is, if we want to get to the standard of this big club, how they operate, we should think about money technically. There's some players that are worthless to you.
Again, right? We still have to think about. We can't just buy players and this. Although we didn't buy him, though, right?
See, we didn't buy McTominay, and secondly, right? There are some players that will make you those big bucks. There are some players that won't. See, we sold Januzaj. How much did we sell Januzaj? Right? How much did we sell Makeda?
Almost nothing, yeah.
Did we sell Welbeck?
Welbeck was about 25 million, I think.
See, in my books, right, these players I just called, they are better than McTominay.
Yes.
Right? We bought Powell. We bought Powell, right? Very expensive at the time for a young boy. He didn't play in Man United for long. We offloaded him at a loss.
Powell, I agree with you. I agree with Powell. I agree with Anderson too. And although Anderson was a very good player, he just
Anderson played for his money, right?
One Champions League.
We had players like Everton, maybe, right? See, if Ferguson sees that you are not pulling your weight, you leave. Right? See. Okay, now we have we have too many players, but we don't have players.
I agree with you. We have too many players, but we don't have players. I agree.
I hear you on that
So,
one.
so seriously, this coach should come in, put down his plan. These are the form of players I want. Player built in this manner. You see why I really don't talk about what's this our midfielder's name that played in the last match that came from Bayern Munich?
Sabitzer.
Sabitzer. The reason I didn't talk about Sabitzer. You see, Sabitzer game is like 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, but nobody does that in Man United. So it's just like he's out of place in the team.
No, but that's why I said maybe playing with the McTominay and with the instruction from the coach, it's limiting his play. Now, if Sabitzer, I believe a triangle of Sabitzer, Sancho, and Martial is going to be dangerous. You guys, I think I would have to.
Yeah,
I need to join.
Let's quickly wrap up here. We'll probably do we'll most likely do a post-match, game match tomorrow reaction. Again, we just want to talk about the game between Brentford and also the game with Everton. Lastly, before we go, what's your score prediction for tomorrow, Eric?
I would go with a 3-1. Everton just have a way of just trying to nick a goal.
Okay, Toyo?
I'm going 2-0.
2-0. Okay, I think for me, I think we don't score too many goals. I'll probably go with a 2-1 tomorrow.
All right.
Okay, I'll see you guys next time. And again, we're starting our the channel here. Please do like, share, and subscribe. We're trying to build a community here from North America, Michigan, as well as Toronto, and we'll see you guys on the
and Nigeria as well.
Exactly, Nigeria as well. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.